Adani presents Times Network Sustainability Conclave 2026, co-powered by Mahatransco, a platform where environmentalists, industry leaders, policymakers, experts and change makers came together to share insights and accelerate India's journey towards a sustainable future. In this episode, Abha Shukla, Additional Chief Secretary Energy, Government of Maharashtra, shares insights into the state's grid revolution and Maharashtra's trillion-dollar green blueprint. Take a look.
When we speak of the trillion-dollar green grid, what does it mean and how are we looking as Maharashtra setting an example?
So thank you very much. You have invited me here. This is a wonderful forum where I can express my views as well as highlight what Maharashtra has done till now in this journey of renewable energy and environment improvement. So in fact, Maharashtra has always been a leader in industrial development and in energy sector as well. As you know that Maharashtra and Mumbai especially is the financial capital of India. And we have been working on improving our energy landscape. But as all of us know that Honorable Prime Minister in COP26, he gave the core vision of energy sector where he said that we have to reach 500 gigawatt of renewables by 2030, where he said that all these states are supposed to source 50% of energy from renewable sources by the year 2030, which is a Herculean task, no doubt about it. When we finalized our blueprint of energy transition, it is not all about just resource adequacy. Undoubtedly, Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra has given this target of achieving trillion-dollar economy by the year 2030, but it means that there will be industrial growth. So we have to be prepared for that, and hence the blueprint was in place by 2023 and 24, and we started rolling out this renewable energy quest in Maharashtra.
I want to speak on the Mahavitran demerger. When we speak of the agri-business, how are you making it more farmer inclusive?
So as I told you that in 2023, we decided that by the year 2030, we have to reach 50% renewable energy. And that was a big task because 3 years back, 74% of energy was being sourced from thermal sources. And agriculture is one sector. I think Maharashtra is one state where the energy demand for agriculture sector is the largest demand. 30% of our energy demand is from agriculture sector. So when we talk about the IPO of our DISCOM, in order to create robust institutions, because DISCOM has a lot of responsibility, universal service obligation is on DISCOM. And therefore, we have to strengthen that utility. Since agriculture sector was one sector which was really the cause of financial status of DISCOM, where it was a really difficult time, because in agriculture sector, what was happening, that although we are supplying energy, but recovery was very less. 30% energy we are giving to agriculture sector, whereas our recovery was just 2%. And obviously, it was showing up in the balance sheet of DISCOM. So we decided that let us do something for the agriculture sector. And let me tell you, when we talk about the green energy, I think for solar energy, agriculture is the best use case. See, what was happening in Maharashtra, as I told you, that energy demand is huge in agriculture sector. We were unable to give energy during the daytime to 100% farmers. So it was given on a rotational basis. 50% of energy was given in the night time. And all the farmers were asking for daytime power supply. And hence we started our distributed solar program in 23, before we spoke about IPO, because we knew that ultimate goal is bringing some financial discipline in DISCOM, but it could be done only through ensuring green energy for the agriculture sector. And since it takes time, we thought, let us first roll out the distributed energy program for agriculture sector. Solar energy is generated when it is required in the fields. Farmer is asking for daytime power supply. Honorable Prime Minister always speaks about transforming Annadata into Urja Data. And therefore, we created a separate company for agriculture. That is basically, the idea was that all the green energy will be provided to agriculture sector. So by greening the agriculture sector, we decided that once we achieve some target as per our requirement, then we are going to segregate the business of agriculture and the distribution company, which is otherwise working for all other consumers. And in Maharashtra, in fact, because the agriculture recovery was very less, we had to cross-subsidize the agriculture sector from industries. And eventually, the industrial tariffs were going up. So industry was also asking for reduction in tariffs.
I think this is what I was about to ask you, because when you say financial discipline, so when you have corporate and infrastructure as well in it, does it become a risk, a greater challenge, or does it in a way also help with the green agriculture?
In fact, we don't see any risk in that, because when we talk about renewable, the only risk is that we have to talk about RTC, round-the-clock power. We have to strengthen our systems in such a way that our systems are ready for injection of renewables. As all of us know that renewable power is informed power. During the daytime, solar is available. During the evenings, wind power is available. But the real challenge was to convert this informed energy into firm energy, which is available round the clock. So we decided that we will also promote battery energy storage systems. We will promote pump storage systems in Maharashtra. And we have tied up all these systems so that we can convert this informed energy into firm energy. Because whenever we talk about renewables, I think this is the only challenge which all these states are facing. That during the daytime, power supply curve is very high, but then you have to also bring in some policy changes. For example, today in Maharashtra, there is excess power during the daytime. Now the challenge is how to promote utilization of energy during the daytime. So in fact, some policy and regulatory mechanisms need to be put in place. For example, we have now promulgated this time of day tariff so that people get some incentives for energy usage during the daytime. So it is not only that we have to go for renewables and we have to install projects, but at the same time, we also have to bring in necessary policy and regulatory changes so that the power is utilized as per the availability.
Talk about some numbers that I have as far as data. When we talk about reaching 4,000 megawatts of decentralized solar on the way to 16,000 megawatts, that is being touted. Do you believe that this is a revolution in the agri sector?
Undoubtedly, this is a revolution. And just a few days back, I think 4,000 figure was shared. But today, it is 6,000 megawatt, which we have installed. So let me tell you that decentralized solar power is basically the core vision of Honorable Prime Minister, where he started PM Kusum program. And similarly, in rooftop solar program also, Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Yojana, all these are based on this core principle that we have to strengthen the rural systems, rural economy. We have to strengthen the consumers. They should become prosumers. So, in fact, when I said that Maharashtra has always been leader in energy sector, in fact, before PM Kusum was launched in 2019, we started our distributed solar program in 2017. So 2017 journey, when it ended in 2022, we could install only 450 megawatt. And we realized that we have to give some scalable and sustainable solutions. And therefore, we had a long round of stakeholder consultation. We tried to understand what are the problems in implementation of the program, what are the challenges, how those challenges could be met. And in 2022, we redesigned the whole program. But when we redesigned the program as per the local requirements of our state, there was overwhelming response from developers. There was a response for 9,000 megawatt. And then we decided why not to scale it up to 16,000, which is 100% agriculture solarization. But let me tell you, for that, we had to bring in some actual policy changes. Innovative policies were brought in. There is a risk mitigation mechanism, risk mitigation funds. There is a digitized data room, because when we talk about renewable energy, I think we have to work on, parallelly we have to work on a number of pieces. There is transmission system, we have to strengthen distribution systems. We have to also ensure that there is proper financing mechanism for these projects. And at the same time, the developer should also have a comfort for working on these projects. So in fact, in our designing of the program for agriculture solarization, there were many things which were very attractive for developers. There was a ready-made data room. And for ease of doing business, we reduced the number of NOCs which are required for any project. We gave advanced connectivity. We created a wonderful digitized land portal for helping the developers. And because of all these efforts and the incentive mechanisms which were included in the design of the scheme, we tagged it with PM Kusum, where the developer gets 30% central financial assistance for completing the project within the timelines as defined by MNRE. And also we brought in some state incentives, because we wanted developers to complete these projects before timelines. So we said we are going to give early commissioning incentives from the state government. So because of all these efforts, I'm very happy to say that which looked a big challenge in 2023, it is a very, very
Achievable?
Yes, I mean, we have already completed, we have commissioned 6,000 megawatt of projects. So out of 16,000, halfway we are almost achieving our targets, and I'm sure in the next 1 year or so, we will be able to achieve our dreams of solarizing 100% agriculture in Maharashtra, and Maharashtra will be the first state to achieve that target.
That's revolutionary indeed. Please give a big round of applause as we speak of, Maharashtra, that seems to be leading with example. But when we speak of reducing dependency, when we talk of non-fossil capacity, hydrogen storage, so this is something which India seems to be moving faster in several of the fronts. And also, India is talking about 500 gigawatts. So how are we now looking at, as far as Maharashtra there, putting up a front?
There are two things. Number one, in Maharashtra, our energy requirement is very high. We can compare the requirement of energy in Maharashtra with some countries like Turkey, Spain, Italy, France. And by the year 2030, we are going to, overshoot that level as well. So our requirement of energy will be more than these countries. We are running the second largest discom of Asia. And the kind of industrial development which is taking place in Maharashtra and the number of data centers which are showing interest in coming to Maharashtra. Similarly, the requirement of rolling out EV program in a number of cities across Maharashtra, we realized that our peak demand as well as our aggregate demand was growing exponentially. And therefore, we prepared an energy blueprint for Maharashtra. And for next 7 years, we have not only prepared our blueprint and resource adequacy plan, but we have tied up 42.5 gigawatt of energy. So our energy basket today is of 82 gigawatts. And we are very sure that we are not going to only meet the energy requirement of Maharashtra, but we are also going to achieve the vision given by the Honorable Prime Minister.
Ma'am, when we speak of solar pumps and farmers, so everybody seems to be speaking on them, but nobody is talking about feeders, control rooms, and substations.
This is a very pertinent question. In fact, when we talk about renewable energy, I think the biggest challenge is the grid. So, number one, the grid should be ready to get this energy injected in the grid. And grid stability is another challenge. But in my opinion, these challenges can be met through a proper mix of solutions. So, for example, today there are solutions available to convert this energy into RTC. So, as I told you that when we worked on resource adequacy plan, we had different types of solutions for Maharashtra. So 16,000 megawatt of distributed solar. At the same time, we are also working on distributed storage systems. Then we are also sourcing almost 9.5 gigawatt from grid-connected solar projects. We have finalized some hybrid projects, where this is hybrid of thermal and solar and wind. We have tied up somewhere around 28 gigawatt hour of pump storage projects, which are going to balance this energy, because ultimately we have to depend on storage systems. And we have to, very thoughtfully, we have to plan our systems where these battery storage systems and PSPs are supporting the grid. And therefore, we decided to go ahead with distributed solar program. So in my opinion, there is no doubt about it that grid stability is a big challenge when we talk about renewable energy. But yes, if we roll out our energy adequacy plan thoughtfully, then I don't think that we cannot overcome these challenges.
So, ma'am, in your concluding remarks, would you like to talk about, the political conversation having actually shifted from power at any cost to reliable green daytime power that actually survives droughts and heat waves? I mean, there has been a rainfall deficit that the country has been facing.
Today, everyone talks about sustainable development. And sustainable development, economic development, and technology, they can go hand in hand. Honorable Prime Minister always talks about rural empowerment, farmers' empowerment, women's empowerment. And when we talk about that, I think we can find out solutions in form of distributed renewable energy programs and increasing the renewable energy in the overall energy basket. And let me tell you that if we are integrating renewable energy, it is not that it is costly. In fact, let me tell you, since we have now increased the renewables in our total energy basket, Maharashtra is the only state where we are reducing tariffs of different category of consumers in the coming years. Because with rolling out these distributed solar programs or other solar programs or other renewable programs, in fact, our energy power purchase cost has come down. And it has shown a good impact because we could reduce the subsidy burden on the government. We could do away with the cross-subsidy burden on industries, whereas we are providing, now we are going to provide power to our consumers on a lesser price in the coming 5 years.
So from green energy to grid revolution, this is something which Maharashtra seems to be achieving for and aiming for $1 trillion. Green blueprint is something which Maharashtra now seems to be leading with an example. Thank you very much, Abhaji, for joining us here on stage and for being a part of the Sustainability Conclave. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please.
Following the event, Lokesh Chandra, Additional Chief Secretary to the Chief Minister of Maharashtra and Chairman and Managing Director, Maharashtra State Electricity Transmission Company Limited, was recognized for his outstanding leadership in power distribution.